I've been really looking forward to this one with my old mate. I used to actually pay to watch this man play.
It was worth every penny, Campbell. It was worth every penny, King, because I was born very poor. You know, for a miner's lad in a miner's house, small village in the middle of nowhere, pit village. You know that miners went down the pit. You know, they dug coal from a village pit, and when they came up, they just go, you know, they threw the bevy down them.
Yeah.
You know, the wives just done the cooking, did the washing, no washing machines, no nothing. I can't remember how I got started. I walk around that village now, Kevin, and I think to myself, how the bloody hell did I get out of here? You know, there must have been, thanks God, because I tell you something, somebody's watched over me over many, many years, Kevin. You know, because I started playing you know, I was a rugby player.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody thought, you know, football was a pufter sport.
Yeah.
You know, it was for the, you know, the cities. You know, that's what they used to say.
Yeah.
You don't play for puffs. You know, for puffs.
Football soft. Yeah, they thought it was soft, didn't they?
Yeah, you know, like my dad. You know, he wanted me to be a rugby player. Yeah. Because every full of drink on Sunday afternoon, you know, we'd have a rugby field, and you'd have to put half a crown, you know, in the big biscuit tin that they used to have.
Budgie, how much is half a crown worth? Because remember, there's going to be people who are watching this who don't know.
10 pence.
How much?
10 pence. 10 pence. And they used to play for that. And I remember my dad, you know, I was playing against him. You know, this is the bringing up I had, Kev. You know, and it was war. You know, because you know 10 pence would buy you a couple of pints in the pub. You know, I mean, I can remember my dad coming through, and we were winning. And I've got him round one leg. You know, I've got him round one leg. Rugby.
Yeah.
You know what he's done, Kev? He's not what he's done. He's just got them bump straight in the face.
He's cracked you. He's punched you.
Smacked me in the face. You know, and I'm there with a bus nose, and he's run over, and he's done. Yes, picked up his, you know, his half a crown out of the in the pub. Didn't even say how are you, you know. That took me to the, you know, to my 17th birthday, right? And
so who were you playing for, Budgie? So okay,
fourth division.
You were playing for Workington in the fourth division.
Reserves. Remember, there was no substitutes in them days. There was one substitute, and there was no substitute goalkeeper. I was playing for reserves. Mike Rogan was in the goal for Workington, and they were in fourth division, doing very well. Mm-hmm. Now you've got to understand, Kevin. Fourth division in them days was a rough league.
Yeah,
was absolutely unbelievable. The waifs and strays from the first division, the Premier League, the hard boys who had no skill, who smashed you all.
Cloggers, the cloggers.
The cloggers, they were playing in the fourth division, right?
Yeah.
So you had to grow up fast. And remember, and this is one thing that, you know, that young lads, they won't do boots. You know, I had 24 players to look after. I used to get in 7 o'clock in the morning. I had to go on my bike 5 miles, get into your Borough Park, you know, get the boots out, get the kit out, put every 24 strips out, and make sure everything's right for the players coming in. They would come in. I would train with them in the morning, put the kit in a barrow, in a wheelbarrow, take it up to the washroom, wash it, hang it up in the boiler room, clean all the boots, clean the pitch, and still train in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So, and then I was riding my bike home in the dark at 7 o'clock at night to do it again tomorrow morning. Well, I was playing in the reserves and playing all right, playing, you know, 15 and a half, 16 years old. And after about 6 or 7 months of my years, what my dad said, you know, somebody's looking after me. You know, I was waiting on, I had to walk 2 miles to the main road. We were playing Sunderland in reserves, in the reserve. And I was waiting for the bus, 10 o'clock, you know, Saturday morning. And the manager's car came, you know, up, and Brian Dawley says, get in. I said, I'm waiting for the reserve team bus, boss. Gary, you're playing the first team. Mike Rogan's, his ankle is falling down.
And how old were you, Budgie?
16 and a half.
Wow.
16 and a half.
Old fourth division.
The old fourth division, right? So I've got into, Bill was there. I've got there about 11 o'clock into Borough Park. Kick off 3 o'clock, Newport County at home, right?
Mm.
And you know what my pre-match meal was?
Go on.
Pasty. A pasty.
A pasty.
From the corner shop. And a cup of tea with, Billy Watson, God bless him. The groundsman. We had a cup of tea. The lads started coming in about 2 o'clock. Remember, there was no warming up then. And I'm like that. 10,000 people in Kev. 10,000 people.
10,000? Wow.
10,000 people. And, I've run out. My first job I had on my debut to pick the ball out of the net. There was a corner kick came in, and this big lad called Darcy, I remember him well. He must be about 6'4". He's got in front of me, bump into the near post. And, I learned what professional football was about then, Kevin. There was no, hard luck, son, bad luck. Hey, punch him in the face, smash him, break his jaw. That's what, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah, oh. Don't let him get in front of you. Yeah, of course.
Don't get in front of you, smash him. I'm 16 and a half.
Technology. But here he is, technology master, the genius. Johnny
Burridge!
Legend.
Johnny Burridge. What do you want again? What you're always on at me.
Hold on. Legend, Premier League record breaker, and all-round top guy who keeps it real. We love you, Budgie. We love you, Lord Budgie.
Thank you very much, Kevin. There's not many people do,
I know. I know that, but I love you, mate.
Because I open the trap.
The trap.
I tell it like it is. I open the trap and I tell it like it is. Not like Morrison.
Hey, Budgie.
It wasn't like the running like we used to do at Aston Villa up the hills where it was all physical. It was all shooting and crossing. It was all about possession. All about keeping the ball, midfield players running. And it was fantastic. I learned so much. Terry Venables encouraged me to do my coaching badges.
Right.
He encourages to go, and start my coaching badges.
Right.
He was the best, and he was young, and he could take a joke. And when we in that season, Kev, I let 26 goals in. I kept 24 clean sheets.
Wow.
24 clean sheets.
And you got promotion, didn't you?
We got promotion. We won it in the last game of the season in 52,000 in Selhurst Park. I'm telling you now, Kevin, if I was an oil well billionaire, I would put my money in Crystal Palace because where it is, Kev. Yeah. It's 15 miles to your right, West Ham United. Mm-hmm. 15 miles to the left, up to the west, is Chelsea. There's nothing there apart from Charlton and Millwall, which is 10 miles away. It's South London. The catchment area is incredible.
Massive, yeah, it's massive, yeah.
It's huge club. But everybody seems to be putting money in Newcastle United. Okay, they have a big catchment area. But let me tell you, Crystal Palace is twice the club, and people want to come to live in London. They don't want to go up to Newcastle.
Yeah. Well, you've played for both. But Budgie, tell me about the crossbar incident. Because you got promotion and then the first game of the next season. Go on, tell me.
I've got to tell you what when I went, I couldn't have done it with Ron Saunders. Yeah. I couldn't smile at Ron Saunders. I couldn't, if I'd made a save, I couldn't smile. It was like you had to be the stern face.
Stern face, yeah. He's old school, isn't he? He's old. He's no longer with us, but he's old school, isn't he? He was.
Exactly. God bless him. God bless him. You know, he won a lot with us. He's a good manager. I couldn't get along with him personally. I couldn't. Venner's was, the Arthur,
Arthur Daly, one of the lads.
One of the lads, and he was still blooming good. He was still brilliant on the field, and he could play in the five-a-side at the end of the session, and his sessions were magnificent. And he loved me doing me somersaults, and he liked me doing entertaining because he used to love it and he used to laugh. London people are like that, Kevin.
Yeah.
The Dower in the north. Up north, the Dower. Come on, rock him out in
Have a bit of spunk in London. Have a bit of spunk. Have a bit lively.
Well, your accent's coming back. And
Be lively, son.
I loved it. So after that season, after 52,000, we won promotion. Our first game back in the first division, in them days, the Premier League, was Ipswich, and they just won the league the year before. Hard game.
Top team then, Budgie.
Gates, Mariner, Butcher, Osmond. There was George Burley.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Brian Talbot in middle of the goal.
Did Arnold Muren and Franz Tyson, were
Arnold
they
Muren on the left wing.
Yeah.
Arnold Muren on the left wing. Unbelievable. And
Really
Franz
good side.
Tyson.
Franz Tyson, unbelievable players. Two Dutch boys.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, we come on, we can do it. And we played our brand of football. After 10 minutes, bang, 1-0 up. Yes, well played, lads. Come on, hold on to it. Keep the ball, lads. Keep the ball. Bang, 2 just before half time. And we come in, and Teddy's like, well done, lads. Brilliant. Keep the ball, boys. Keep the ball. Don't let them have it. If you keep the ball, they can't score. So we just keep on playing. Bang! Halfway through the second half, 3-0. We beat the champions.
Yeah.
Just before, I asked a copper coming behind, how long left? I could see the clock.
But you're asking him, yeah.
I'm asking him just to keep yourself
focused.
And he said, you're in injury time. Bang! 4-0. Right?
Yeah.
4-0. I thought, that's it. I'm doing it. Because I've always like I was a gymnast. I was a gymnast.
Yeah.
And I could do about 50 chins, and I got on the crossbar on the corner of the goal. You see the post.
Yeah.
On the corner of the goal.
Yeah.
I pulled myself up and I'm sat there, and I'm shouting to the crowd, "Great up here, great game from up here, fall on!" He can stop this. And I got him for nothing. Well, the crowd are pissing themselves.
Hey, Budgie, was the game going on?
The game's going on. The game is. There's only a minute left. The game's going on. I'm screaming at the crowd. I'm not going to win. It's 4-0. There's a minute left. And I'm having a laugh with them, and the bit. We won 4-0. Now I'm going off. No, I didn't think anything about it. I didn't think. I'm coming. Well played, lads. And Butcher's come up to me, Terry Butcher, and Mickey Mills, the captain. And
they wouldn't be happy. Yeah.
Pushing me. You piss-taking bastard. I'll teach you to take the piss. Where we get your Portman Road. I'm thinking, no, they've taken defeat a bit
hard, isn't it?
Yeah. So I was fucking hell, I'm going down the tunnel.
You're rubbing it in.
I'm rubbing it in, yeah. 4-0, 4-0, 4-0. And then they weren't. And there was a lot of police there pushing people around, because of me.
Yeah.
An asshole, me.
You started it, yeah, I know.
I was loving it. 4-0, 4-0, full ground. The champions. What would you do? You were happy as well.
Well, I wouldn't rub it in. I'd love it, but I wouldn't rub it in like that.
Kev, I'm not very good at what do you call
diplomacy.
Diplomacy. I'm not very good at being a diplomat, Kev. I like football.
Yeah.
And the crowd loved it.
Well,
the crowd
the dressing room.
I've got back to the dressing room, and you know, Terry's all, you know, he's angry, you know, and he says, "Sit down." So we've all sat down. Budgie, stand up. Everybody's quiet. They knew what it was about because the players were in the moment, and they knew what it was about. Me antics, you know, not really from the end, you know me. And he says, if we ever get 4-0 up ever again, I want you to do that because that is the best thing I have ever seen in football. And they're like, yeah, you know, drink up, boys. You know?
Oh, I love that.
That was the type of man he was. You know, he says, I don't give a shit about them. You're well played. You bet the team, and when we go to Portman Road, we'll beat them again.
Yeah, wow.
We've proved we can beat them. You know, you're a better team than them. Which, and it says, okay, I want these antics. I want people to know this team.
Yeah, and entertain people. Yeah.
And Raymond Bloy had Terry in, blah blah blah. And Terry asked him for a lot of money to buy new players. He says, you just bought Francis and you just bought Flanagan. You know, I wish I could have been there when the meeting, because I'd have said, yeah, you didn't sort Budgie out.
That's
and Budgie
right.
would have gone to this place. I would have done it. You know, I would have done it. And, you know, Terry left.
Right.
And I can't remember who came in. I can't remember.
But where did Terry go?
QPR.
Right, okay.
Queen's Park Rangers, up to his best mate in the East End, Mr. Jim Gregory. Yeah, right? Jim was everybody knew Jim Gregory was the kind of the master, the boss of the East End. Right. And if you got him in Jim Gregory, oh, right?
Go on, Budgie. Was he the owner or was he the chairman owner?
You were apparently, you know, he'd taken 2 men and threw them in the flyover. You know,
is it concrete shoes? Is it, Budgie?
Concrete shoes. Everybody knew it. You know, everybody knew it. You know, so, but he was very nice when I first met him.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
I got a phone call. I couldn't believe it. That Chris Woods in the net. You remember Chris
Woodsy, yeah. Yeah, no, Woodsy, yeah.
You know Woodsy?
Yeah.
They bought Chris Woods for £1 million. And he was having a nightmare. You know, after Terry went up there, and after about 5 games, Terry rang me. He says, Budgie, you can't keep my pigeons, Woodsy. He's not a goalkeeper, he's a bloody zookeeper. You know.
Oh, no.
You know?
Oh, no.
So he says, I want you, Budge. I says, okay. You know what I want? You know, and I got twice as much. I went
did you?
I got twice as much. I got a couple $100,000, you know, signing on fee. And my salary there, $5,000.
That you wanted.
I wanted, and I was happy. You know, I was very, very happy. And I started off, and I had a great season first season. We just missed out on promotion. And then what made it, Terry's type of football was not conducive. A great word, that.
Go, no, I like it, Budgie.
Conducive. It wasn't conducive to the Loftus Road pitch. It was a quagmire.
Yeah.
You know, there was no grass on it. We couldn't play. Sellers Park was brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, you see them now when we go to Barcelona, we go to Real Madrid. You know, you can keep possession football.
Like bowling greens, aren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, but you could not, especially when it rains. There was puddles all over the place, and the ball had stopped, and you couldn't push them. And they were better than us. The teams that came up from the north, you know, the Newcastles and the Burnleys and the Blackburns were better than us. Pumping the ball along, picking up the
fight. Yeah.
Like table downstairs. You know, it was unbelievable. So I enjoyed my life, but I failed at Sheffield, Kev. I failed.
Really?
You know, I've got this reputation of going into clubs that are struggling and getting them up. You know, we've discussed it in the last 3 shows. The last 2 shows, you know, Queen's Park Rangers, Wolves. You know, we've Aston Villa, we've
Crystal Palace, yeah.
Crystal Palace. You know, we've discussed that. But they bought me for one reason: get them to the first division, get them to the Premier League, and I failed.
So
2 years.
what do you put that down to, Budgie?
What did we put it down to?
Were you good enough? Were you actually good enough?
We had good players. No, they bought good players. They bought Peter With,
Right, yeah.
Villa, Kenny McNaught from Aston Villa, Phil Thompson from Liverpool.
Yeah.
Can you remember them
Yeah,
guys?
of course. I remember the three of them, yeah.
But we just, you know, we sold a lad called Keith Edwards who scored our goals. And we sold him off to Leeds United. You know, and we couldn't get goals. We could defend well, but we couldn't. And you know, there was too many experienced players, and there was too many chiefs and not enough Indians. You know, we had Phil Thompson and Ken McNaught, very experienced players. You know, in centre back, and I couldn't order them about the way I used to order kids about. They didn't want to play in my way.
Right.
You know, and I was screaming, shouting, I was fighting them at half time. I was fighting them. When I went to Wolves, when I went to Crystal Palace, we were only kids. Yeah. You know, there were young lads.
You could influence them. Yeah.
And I could have influenced them. I could keep them out of the box and I could bully them. But with Kenny McNaught and Philly Thompson, it was difficult. You know, one had captained England and Liverpool. Yeah. You know, he wouldn't take orders from anybody. Yeah. You know, and he was getting old at the time. Kenny McNaught, they weren't the fastest, you know, players. And, you know, Phil Thompson, he wasn't the strongest in the air. Yeah. And he used to come back on top of me all the time. I said, Phil, I can stay, leave that one to me. You know, I want him to come out unchallenged. If he stays out, I can fill the hole.
You've got room then, haven't you?
I have room, and I was a screamer, and I didn't like them in my box. I like the people to come inside. You know, nobody would beat me shot with 25 yards. If anybody beat me with a shot from 25 yards, I was upset, Kev. Yeah. You know, I was upset. So, you know, all the crosses that came in, Terry Venable showed me a way to defend. And I was the main point, my starting position was right on the 6-yard box. And every time I was coming out and taking balls on the penalty spot, Kev, unchallenged. Yeah. Because the defenders were out. And,
because they were disciplined, yeah? Because the defenders were disciplined.
They were learning the game, and they were learning the game from me. Yeah. And I could not teach Kenny McNaught, a European Cup winner, and the captain, and Phil Thompson, the captain of England and Liverpool. I couldn't teach them anything. Yeah. And they didn't want to learn. They didn't want to learn. Even though I had fights with them at half time about coming back on top of me. That's the life that I had in Sheffield. And I failed. I didn't get them. I had me sports car.
No, so what did you buy? What sports car did you buy?
I bought a Lotus Europa. £1,200, you know, brand new. George Best had one.
Is that why you bought it? Because Bestie had one?
No, I liked them. And I could afford it. I spent all my money. The 5,000 went to bought the flat. Yeah. Right on the front, right on the sea was there.
Yeah. The seafront, right on the seafront.
The seafront there. And I had me Lotus Europa, right? And you know, after about 4 games, they say, "Are you coming out?" And I says, "Where are you going? Where are you going?" This was after a game. We just drew with Manchester United. Yeah. You know, 0-0. I had another stormer, and they said, "We're going down Brian London." Can you remember the boxer?
Yeah, Brian London. Yeah.
Brian London's 007.
Whoa.
Never been to a nightclub before.
Never been to a nightclub, Budgie?
Well, there's not in bloody Workington. Nightclubs in Workington.
Oh, you know, no.
I'd never had a beer before. I'd seen my dad supping, and you know there was pubs in there, but I'd never had a beer before. You know, and they said, "Come on, you're coming out with us." You know, and I said, "I don't really want to go." "You're coming out with us." So I went down Brian London 007, and they gave me a lager. So I down me pint of lager. I felt nice.
I bet you did.
So I had another, and then I had another, and then a girl came up to me. You know, she wasn't a girl; she was a woman.
Yeah.
She was about 55 years old. I'm only 18. And the lads had said, "Go, you know, John's a virgin. You know, go."
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, John's a virgin. She says, "You coming home with me tonight?" And that's. I was drunk. I did about 3 lagers, pints of lager, and I was all over the place.